start stream. Let's make sure volume's working. Hello, Tom, as always. Thank you for being here. Let's get back to this. Cool, look, it's the thumbnail that I just did. Yep, there we go. I can hear my voice. Sick. Does my mouse not work today? That'd be a fun one. Oh, it's because I hadn't pressed shift yet. That's probably what it was. Hey, look, it's all my thumbnails. Let all our little spots load in here. Let's see. One of my eyes is mildly cloudy. Okay, cool, that works. Oh, there was another fuel box down here to the south. Cool. Parking unknown. A bunch of ramp parkings. Let's do this. Let's do ramp parking medium. Yeah, we'll go 350. I was thinking something simple today. Simple with a little bit of speed, you know. 3. Fuel and payload, manage fuel. Damn it, say back. Okay, so we got our starting point measured out. And like, I would like to get to Hiroshima today. So that's a volcano. Okay, cool. That's Nagasaki. We're not going that far today. So Hiroshima comparatively is way down here. So this should be, yeah. Figure out where their airport is. Oh boy. Good internet speeds today. Good internet speeds today. Looks like we're going directly across the Beta Suzuka circuit. Nope, that's not it. Wait, where am I? I'm completely over one. Okay, Suzuka circuit should be here. Why is it doing that weird thing for me? Ugh, oh well. Suzuka circuit. Coming down there, we're gonna hit the bridge. I believe it's gonna be there. Yep. So that's Kobe. That's some island there. So we'll go through Kobe. add. This is apparently a popular bridge. It's where I took the thumbnail. It didn't look that good, but it's still a thing. There is a cool little valley or something here. Allegedly. That we're going to swing by. Kind of dead in the middle of shit. Tongandogadogo. Ochai Village. How does that? Let's say, let's search heliport. Get a reference. Haigyo Shigi. Shigiwawa. Okay, yeah, so we're going like here. Yeah, that's it. And up into Hiroshima. Hiroshima. And then going all the way down here. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Stop selecting it. Wow, I did not click that. Okay, add. Absolutely silly. Cool, so let's start flight. Let's get it going. Monkey fight. Thank you, Tom. Much appreciated. Big numbers today. I can feel it, boys. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's birds on this one. Let's see. Let's put the controller here. Of course, I don't get a start switch. That would be too simple. So I need to exit my view here, click ready to fly, come back into it, and now I can do this. Okay. Oh no. Ma'am, I wish I could say it's good to see you. But, she's here. Deal with it, do our best. How am I feeling with the seat? I'm kind of far back, kind of to the right a wee bit. Okay, that feels better. Slightly tall. Slightly short. Okay, cool. Let's get the battery on. Fuel pump on. Anti-collision lights on. Have all that moving. Starter. Shit. Yeah, exactly. My thoughts. Elaine, can I forward you this $? That way you can fuck off. Hey, truck, you can move a little bit that way, homie. Goodness. So, Tom, you ever thought about going fixed wing or doing any fixed wing licensing just for yourself, or are you kind of planning on staying rotor? I feel like I may have asked you before. but I don't remember. $777. We have a A333. Cool. Letting our rotor RPMs build up. And we're good. Let's get rid of our little bracket things. We don't need those. It's wild looking out to the left and only seeing flat because we're right next to a bay. It's a completely different view. So was that a yeah, you do have fixed wing, or yeah, you've thought about it? Work our way away from that fella there. Whatever. Tower, this is helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey. We are at the ramp ready for departure. We can just head straight west over the runway. Beep, that's good. Go for it. We don't have any planes coming. Have fun, Foxtrot Whiskey. Thank you. Clear. Clear enough. Helis are cooler. Stay with them for now. Oh yeah, I don't doubt that one bit. And see, the thing is, I'm not even doing or considering the typical thought process that a lot of people do of like, oh cool, I can do fixed wing and get hours easier. I could care less about the hours, honestly. The appealing part to me two appealing things to me about it. One, I think the financial upside immediately after getting into a non-flight instructor job. I think it's significant enough to not be discredited. Like going as like a second officer or something in something like a Gulfstream, Falcon, you know, some sort of jet, private jet. I had no desire to do airline stuff. So yeah, monetary upside for that, obviously. But two, I know I've mentioned one of the companies before, but somebody like Intermountain, Life Flight, or some of the Alaskan-based places, they have fixed and rotor operations. And a lot of times the pilot for one is the pilot for the next one. So like, okay, cool, they're going somewhere and they need a helicopter pilot to go pick somebody up, and then they also need to transfer that person somewhere else. And they just walk over and hop in something else and fly with that. Tell you what, our altimeter is not off. Oh, 100 feet. Trying to eyeball it and guess it. Yeah. Seems right enough. I didn't do anything field elevation. We were over there. So when we hit shore, there's a place to set down. I'll zero us out there, but trying to stay lowish right now while we're going over the bay, just to the white clouds in the distance are kind of killing my horizon out there, so this is just a bit easier for me to be VFR in. You don't have your fixed wing, but have friends and family with plane. Yeah, my dad, he's got fixed wing, but he hasn't flown in years. So it's not like I have an immediate family member who does it. We do have family friends who fly. I do have friends that are my own that fly, and then friends of friends who fly. Fixed wing, whether it's general aviation or airline and anywhere in between. So I've got the influence of that. Like I said, no part of me wants to make that my career. I would love the career to just be helicoptering, whether it's utility work ultimately, but then again, I also would like a family eventually, sooner rather than later, and the utility lifestyle doesn't lend too much to that. So, I would kind of much prefer, as much as I don't want to say like, oh man, I want to do air medical, but I mean, air medical, it's consistent. You can live in a town and be in a town and have your life in a town, which is an attractive thing. It's never really been my goal to be an air medical pilot, even though I do think working under pressure to some extent like that is something I'm good at. And while I know I don't have to do any medical stuff, like I have medical training and I've had to jump in for different car accidents I've witnessed or whatever, and I can handle pressure fine. I don't get freaked out, and I even oversell the crazy IMC conditions here a little bit, just because it's like, okay, cool, it's more fun to have me freaking out doing that than being super calm, you know. Oh, and also how we were in the 225 and we went through that badass shit on the north side of the island here. I did the 225 for the thumbnail picture today, and it was doing some really weird, like trying to hover stuff on me, so that could explain the extreme loss of airspeed that we had, where I don't know if like some of it's weird autopilot programming or something glitched up, or there was some setting or something that just doesn't play right with my setup. Either way, it was doing something weird. So even though I will say there was probably some pilot error into it, I don't know if it was pilot error because I didn't know the systems fully, or pilot error as in I just didn't know what I was doing. Because I felt like once we were in it, it was fine. The MD that we did, beginning of the islands, that fucked me because of my headset getting all wiggly. We're going to set down here and zero out our altimeter. But the Airbus, like, there's no reason. Like, I had good forward airspeed. There was no big reason for that to go in and try to screw us like that. So I'm still curious how we lost that. Okay, let's see, where's my map? We look pretty zeroed out here. Let's make sure it's not oops, there we go. We have movement. Let's get it down to where it just hit 0, since we're at sea level here. No, I'll do one up 3016. Okay, let's see. Where's my water bottle? Sick. Okay, let's head up to scuba circuit. Mouse off that so we don't have to see that. Okay, sorry guys. Also, I wonder if it's just where we were parked. So we're getting solid dusting here, okay? I sat down, and I'm down on the collective. No, we're still dusting. Okay, it was just the fact that we were like an inch into the parking lot. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought they finally got rid of the thing where it was... it would brown you out, even if you had the collective at full down and not producing any measurable wind that would kick up shit like that. That would be nice, but, you know, whatever. A lot of boats in Little Harbor, very high, little bitty roads, they all look different, they all feel different. Even the roofs feel different than like flying over other cities and towns that I've explored here. Yeah, how's life down in the southern hemisphere for you today, Tom? Everything doing all right down there? I actually saw something that made me think of you earlier. I was watching the new video from Veritasium, and he was discussing PFASs, forever chemicals, and all the bad shit that happened with Teflon production. And then they were talking about how you could measure it. Been raining since Thursday. But they were talking about all the shit and how it's measured in water and stuff, and then how different Teflon manufacturers down there ended up screwing y'all as well. Okay, guys, I believe we're pretty much here to Scuba Circuit. Trying to remember this track. It's a much smaller compound, obviously, because it's isolated to a more urban area. But it's cool because they're always so good with their... well, there's a little helipad there. Like the Japanese are very mindful with their space. It's like, hey, you know, we know that we are on an island and it's not going to get any bigger. So we have to be very conscious of how we use space. And a lot of the dead space is actually reworked or remodeled to take advantage of any of the dead areas. Which is cool to see. Like here in America, we waste a lot of space, and Scuba, what's up? Yeah, I know I've driven this track before in whatever game, but I don't remember it. It's that little drift course thing. Yeah, I've seen more of their little kart courses and stuff that they use for like small course drifting and stuff like that. So let's see, let's trace the track real quick. We fly down this way. We avoid the building that's in the middle of the track. Also, once we finish this lap, I want to sit down and change the description to put our online server in it, in case anybody wants to join in. Make your way around the Trizzy. It seems simple, doesn't it? Seems like a simple track. I'm trying to think of like lap records that I've seen. And there's the option for a quick back over there, but obviously the longer version. Oh, okay. I remember now. We're going the wrong way. We're going backwards. I believe. Hold up a second. Let me... yeah, I think we're going backwards. Yeah, this is much bigger than I remembered. Oh no, wait, hard left. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Hard left here. Oh, there's somebody on track down there. Yep, I remember it now. I don't want to be like, yeah, there's just so many of these tracks with so many different names or whatever. They do drifting. This is a big corner for the drift competitions and stuff here. Yeah. I'd completely forgot about this track. Well, I mean, not completely. I obviously remembered some bits of it. Enough to realize where we were and what it was doing. I got a text that has an introduction from somebody, so I'm curious if it's a spam text or if it's a real thing. We'll have to see. Back down here. And that puts us down the home stretch. Okay, let's sit down real quick. I'll update our server information. Be careful here, because that is a shelf that's a little bit higher, so we don't want to set up our quick stop for this elevation and then end up tail striking that little shelf back there. Okay, let's see. Escape. Does my battery look like 50%? Still need more. Online. West Europe. Okay. Interesting. How do I change this again? Studio. Content. Live. There we go. Okay, got that fixed. Okay, Tom, see ya. You have a good night or good day, mate. Let's see. I'm actually going to pause real quick because I have to take a call. So let's see. Let me do Mike. Okay, we are back. Let's make sure the volume is working. Thank you guys for sitting with me for a few seconds. Had a call about some potential stuntman work to do, but I can't do that, sadly, because it was tomorrow, so it was like an emergency call. And, so you got the phone back to good. Sick. Okay, cool. Let's see, what's our next location? But yeah, so I have wedding party stuff to do on Friday, and this job would have been tomorrow and Friday. God, that's annoying. And that will just take us straight into wherever this is, and then we can skedoodle left over that. Sounds good. Okay, let's do it. Enough diddly-daddling around, except I rubbed my face on my mask. So hold up for just a second, guys. Not foggy on my lenses. Still in a good seating position somehow. That's a miracle. And, da-da-da-da-da. Click no thanks on this. Where's my mouse? Get over here. No thanks. Okay, let's skedoodle. We'll be taking a right to get out of here. See you later to Scuba Circuit. It was fun sitting here for a little bit, idling and burning fuel. But we've got another little helipad here. I wonder if one's like a medical or they're both medical, because I assume they're both for the circuit here. Don't see why they wouldn't be. I understand that, comma, the roll sounded perfect. Though, for me or you. I am going to drop by there on Monday, though. Honestly, I think we're... Nope, still not good battery. Another few minutes on this and we'll be good. Georgia plane spotting, what's up? Yeah, you're late. I was late too. But you didn't miss much. We flew across the water leaving the airport. We stopped at Tsukuba Circuit. And then Tom had a skedoodle. But I had to take a phone call, so we sat on the ground for a little bit. I got offered a role in a movie to do some stunt stuff. But it was like a smaller, low-budget thing, but sadly it was tomorrow and Friday. I can do tomorrow, I can't do Friday, and they need me for both days. So I had to sadly turn that down. But it would have been a fun little low-pay, non-union thing to do. But yeah, it was cool to be considered for that. Yeah, you missed the boring stuff. You didn't miss much. But yeah, we basically flew over. I ran the course of the track and sat on their helipad for like 10 minutes in the pause menu while I was on the phone call. As you can see, in the chat above you it says work phone call BRB everyone. But also, Tom donated $100, so that was cool. Or I'm assuming it's 100. It was 99 cent US. I don't know what the conversion rate is, but I assume the Australian dollar is 1/10 or 1/100th or 1/1000th of what we have here. So I think it was a big chunk for him, but it was only 99 cents for us. Us and our good old American money here. But yeah, we're in a... Anybody else is wondering, or if you're wondering, we are in the A-Star today with birds on the side. Evergreen Tour. What up? Shout out. Damn! You see that? There's a dam right there. Yeah, so we just did Tsukuba Circuit. Now we're heading over to Kobe. We're looking for some beef. We're not going to fly into a mountain, even though it is Kobe. Because that's LA, that's not Japan. And then we're going to fly over like the little island to the southwestish of Kobe. And follow that down. There's supposedly a bridge down there, which was in the thumbnail. But it didn't look that amazing, but I know it's a popular bridge, so we're going to hit that. And then once we do over that, there's like a little place on the island, like a little valley town that's supposedly pretty neat that we're going to swing by. Did it donate as Australian dollars or whatever? Oh yeah, 8.99. 64 cents. Hell yeah. Which, funny enough, that's about YouTube's cut if it was $1 anyways. I think there's like 30%, 20 or 30%. I don't know. It's like taxes. Yeah, we're gonna hit that little town thing, and then we're gonna shoot back north from that sub-island or whatever, and get over to Hiroshima. And I'm gonna drop on through there. That was not a pun, although it could be taken as one. And yeah, then land over at Itikasuku or something that's just southwest of Hiroshima. So yeah, decent little trip today, but not crazy. Not a whole bunch of like back and forth ladder flying. Or I say ladder flying because it's... I consider ladder flying where it's like, cool, we have to go all the way over here, then all the way over here, all the way over here, all the way over here, blah, 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 blah. But with this, we're kind of just like slightly angling through. We're not double flying areas. We're more or less staying in a straight line. So yeah, not too bad. But I've got other stuff to do tomorrow as well. I think I'm going to wake up early. My bedtime's fucked, so I'm just going to have to force myself to wake up early. So I'll set an alarm and get up. I'll have to go over to my grandmother's house, steal her car, take it to go get the oil change, because she has free oil changes from the dealership, so why not let them do it? And I need to run by Bed Bath & Beyond, or whatever the place that sells small appliances and stuff, because I need to get something for that business thing that I was teasing a bit yesterday, which I'm very excited for. I did a lot of videoing stuff related to that today. So I feel very confident. I still haven't seen anybody that's putting out that product, or at least that I could find easily. And I don't see any reason why it couldn't exist, but I have a few tests in mind to make sure that it is something that is existable. I have a couple of different variations of the other side of the product coming in that shipped out today. I did research on packaging and labeling. But that's all stuff that can really be worked out. The big thing is, like, once I have my 2 ingredients, I'll do a quick test to kind of see how everything is feeling, looking, you know, whatever, figure out. Oh, I can't tell you because it's all rewindable. And Tom could be lurking in here. There's 5 people watching. So Tom could be lurking, being quiet. But just, I mean, y'all will know soon enough. I'll say before the end of the series, you should know for sure. And the only reason I'm giving it that long is because I want to do some shelf life experiments with it, and like room temperature experiments with it to make sure that it's viable. What is this? Interesting. Hello, high tension lines. To me, this looks like a helipad. I think that's what it is. We'll do a slam and scram. Oop, there's another high tension line right there. So go over that, and then more of a quick stop down onto this bad boy. Add some collect back in there to arrest our forward, arrest our descent. We're a bit to the left. Most of that was because I couldn't see where we were going and I was trying to avoid the trees. Well, we were relatively okay. It's a big fucking square. And boop, slam and scram. Let's get out of here. Peace out, motherfuckers. And there's another helipad just kind of like up here somewhere. But yeah, so it's not like a crazy, ridiculous product. The biggest thing for me is just making sure it's safe. I know the actual product itself is a good thing, and it's something that people have done for themselves before. So I'm not doing something that's a crazy new concept or anything like that. I'm not reinventing something or making something completely new. I found something that I can't find that's easy to buy, but it looks easy enough to make. So that's my concept of why I'm going to go for this. But you know, depending on what the testing looks like, I got to wait for the beef product people to get in contact with me for the thing that I'm getting from the local cows. And once I have that process, then it's like, okay, cool, maybe a month before I'd feel comfortable shipping it out, because then I could put like a month shelf life or something on it. Have it measured out, and I'll price it. The cool thing is to get containers for it. It's like I can buy like 200 containers for like $1.40 each. Labeling, I mean, will be pennies per one. Overall product going into it will be like, I can't see it being more than like $7 a product going in, so maybe $10 total per package of what my personal investment would be into producing it, and then being able to sell it for double to triple that. So fingers crossed. And the cool thing is, like, I did like little baby math you know? If I were to sell 100 a week at $20 profit, that's $2,000 a week. I mean, times 52 weeks a year, that's $100,000 a year in profit for just selling 100 a week. Which isn't a huge ask, you know, that's not like I'm, okay, cool, I've got to move 10,000 items of product. It's like, no, like 3 farm shops could do that probably. Especially if I have a little website and have some little catchy Instagram reels. Like, have you seen like the mastic chewing gum, like Larine Company, Larine? And they do a chewing gum with like real mastic, real chicle, real spruce sap, and they put hydroconapatine or some chemical in there or whatever, but that chemical is a mineral compound, which happens to be something that rebuilds teeth and tooth enamel and cavities and stuff. And when you use that stuff in a toothpaste and like a natural chewing gum, you can effectively delete cavities without having to have them filled in, because they'll fill back in naturally. Do you see what I see? I don't know if y'all saw this. That was weird. Yeah, so I can do like the neat things like that, because they're able to sell a pack of chewing gum that lasts you a month for like $30. So if I can tap it in that market, guess what? I've bought that shit. Bridge, damn right. I literally can't say what type of food it is, because there's no way to... Like, I can say snack. Like, that's literally all I can say without giving it away. Like I said, it's so fucking stupid simple that it mildly baffles me that nobody's done it yet. But I plan on doing it. I haven't ordered any containers or anything for it yet. I need to order some little containers just to fill out storage. I don't want to get full-size ones yet. But it should be yummy. Everything that I've seen where people say they made it themselves, they've been very highly pleased with what they've made. But it's like I said, it's a snack, but it's like one of those... It's a healthy snack that's usually not bad, but it's not as good as it could be. So I'm trying to make it where it is as good as it could be. And with it being something healthy or whatever, you know, I can charge slightly more. Not that I want to, but I honestly think it'd be worth it for the product. And I'm sourcing... I've ordered a handful of different base type things for it. Can't give that away. Varieties of the thing that's grown versus the cow. So the cow's going to give me the beef stuff, obviously. But for the plant type thing... I'm telling you, it's so stupid fucking easy, and when you look at the margins on it, you're like, oh shit. And then when you look at how easy it is to produce, you're going to be like, oh shit. So I'm literally just not doing it because I don't want to give it away. But very soon, like once I have some test batches, Like, if I make a test batch and I have like good results or whatever, and I have my smaller packaging things, I'll send you one down there to use since you're not far away. Or if you happen to be up in the area one day. Actually, speaking of, have you been to Peach State Aerodrome in Williamson? It's where the restaurant called Barnstormers is. Grass runway. And they have like a vintage fly-in coming up soon, I believe. I'll have to look. But yeah, like 40 or 50 planes will show up, and you can eat at the restaurant, but the restaurant will be busy as shit. But they have like little food truck vendors, and they do some cool stuff for these fly-ins. But like, yeah, if you come to that, I'll probably be there. I can drop some off. Ooh, that's a new name. VR Playtime. Hello, VR Playtime. Good to see you. How far around the world have you gone? Is there a chart to see when you complete your revolution? I haven't set up any sort of chart or anything like that yet. It's on my list of things that I'm considering, but this is kind of a... started out as a personal project. What did I click on? My stupid mouse is here next to my everything I'm doing. Right now we're in Japan. We started out in Georgia over in the United States, and we are heading west around the planet. So don't mind me wiggling around right now. I'm readjusting my desk. So we've gone all the way up through Alaska, and we've come down... Can I zoom this out all the way? So yeah, we started over here in Georgia. We kind of northwested our way through to Washington State. Vancouver Island, kind of did the coast of Alaska here. Once we made it to Anchorage, we shuffled it up over McKinley, and then west over to Nome area. Did our crossing here, played this bay a little bit, worked our way south down here onto this peninsula, and from there we had the... Make sure I'm still flying in a correct-ish direction. Yeah, it's good enough. And we had the thought process here of, do I go this way and circle around the long way here? Which I was tired of Siberia because it was snowy and there's no cities, no nothing to look at over there. Relatively boring ground. So what we did, we took the peninsula and we did an island flight one day and did 700 nautical miles or whatever it was to get down here to Japan. Now we're in Japan. We're taking our time a little bit more just because there's stuff to see and places to explore here. From here we're going to hit the islands south of Japan. They should be more exciting than the Rushing Islands. We're going to work our way down through Papua New Guinea and stuff. We're going to hit Australia. One of our big viewers, Tom, he's located over in this area, Sunshine Coast-ish. So we're going to hit there, hit that big rock in the middle, come back north and out, head up through here, fly by Everest, make our way out, go through the war zones, Benghazi, across the Mediterranean. We're going to bounce Europe back and forth and explore some, then back over and around. And now we could just end back in Georgia, but what I'm going to do, to say we hit all the continents except for Antarctica, we're going to island our way down and scoot back this way and call that good. Or call that good enough. We went off this way a bit. Either ways. But at the end of the day, we're just having fun. It's, like I said, it's a bit of a personal project for me. I'm doing a cool thing that the people who work in the film industry like to do called unemployment, which is where we work on a show full time and we do that for like 4 or 5 or 6 months or whatever. And then, Elaine, I forgot you were sitting there. Golly. But then we work on a show for a little bit, and as soon as the show's over, we have nothing to do until we book another show to work on. So the show that I was working on was over, It doesn't start back until August, so, or, no, probably before August. It'll be like July. Anyways, so it's like, cool, what can I do for a few months? If I do 3 hours a day here, the real flight time for around the world is like 250 to 300 hours, somewhere in there. So it's like, cool, this is a 100-day project for me. I can do it at night when I'm not doing stuff for myself. Yeah, it's kind of like a personal project for me. It's like, yeah, cool, come out here, have some fun, talk to people. At the end of the day, I can expense this too. My computer, my simulator, controls, collective, cyclic, all that stuff. And I can expense that through the LLC. And also, I want to be a real helicopter pilot. So that was kind of the reason why I got all this stuff to begin with, was to teach myself how to hover. Now I'm a little bit past that. That's not your wife, correct? Let's see, it looks good on my end. Are we back? What happened? What did we miss? What did y'all miss? I don't think it's supposed to rain anymore tonight for me. Yeah, I'm good here. I don't know, maybe something with Starlink, maybe. I am doing this through Starlink, so there is a, we get some slightly dead times every once in a while. But that's just, that's what I have to deal with living where I live, so. Yeah, I want to fly helicopters in real life, so I figured what's a better way to learn how to practice, to learn how to hover, than to get a VR setup with all the correct controls and everything, and teach myself how to hover, so that way when I go to do it in real life, you know, I'm not spending 10, 20 hours at a rental rate when I can just do it at home and actually put in practice for the stuff that's emergency procedures and stuff like that, doing it with the real thing. So, yeah, that's why I have all this to begin with. Well, I was talking about unemployment, so, oh yeah. But, yeah, I'm film industry. We work on a show. The show ends. And if we don't have anything else booked, we're technically unemployed. We're paid enough to where that's not that big of an issue. But also, film is super, super slow right now, so it's kind of dead for everybody. So, just about everybody in the state here is riding this wave of nothing's happening. Which apparently is because a whole bunch of people are waiting for the Epstein list to come out. There's a VR glider sim that uses Google Earth that I fly paramotors and drones in. Oh, nice. Which this doesn't use Google. This is what, Bing, I think, since it's Microsoft. And I'm only running a 4070 Ti Super. So from what I read, when I was building the PC, is that it was similar-ish to the 3090 of past generations. And I've got the AMD 7800X3D, so not their 9800 series, the 7800 series. And, like, from what I can tell, like, I'm solid. You know, like, I'm not running full graphics. I'm running medium in some stuff, high in other things. If I wasn't running VR, the Meta Quest 3, if I wasn't running VR, I could run it in Ultra, and it does fine. I get perfect frame rates running Ultra. But, like I said, the purpose for me getting this setup to begin with was to learn how to do hovering and to do that. And my thought process was, oh, cool, learning how to hover. I'm not going around looking for the best views everywhere. I'm not looking for everything to be rendered perfectly. You know, like, I'm perfectly okay with this looking like SimCity to an extent. When I'm flying lower, I like it to be a little bit nicer, which the 4070 Ti Super handles that fine for the graphics level I'm running. But it's not bad. But the Bing imagery, I don't know how well it does compared to the Google imagery. I'm a big Google Maps fan anyways. It looks like that'd be over Osaka. Glider Sim. That's a unique name. We're over Osaka or Kobe. I wanted to fly over here because there's good beef from this area. You can see ITE is like a VOR or something there. A lot of canals and stuff here. This is, I don't want to say unique, but like there's a lot of waterway moving through here. Feels like very, like not Miami proper where we're on the island, but Miami once you go inland and there's a million different rivers that have been manscaped into, for lack of better terms, manscaped into little canals and stuff where people can do whatever they want. Oh cool, there's an airport right there on that island, which means we can drop in and just re-splash on the fuel. So we're at a half tank now, but I suspect our final destination will be slightly past a full tank with a little bit of exploration and stuff that we're doing. So we'll go after this airport up here on the island. Perfectly in our way. I'll take it. Yeah, dude, VR makes the difference for this. Which, VR playtime, I don't know if you've done helicopter stuff, per se. But I know I did my first 70 or 80 hours just on a screen, no VR. And, like, I got the movements figured out. I figured out hovering and how to make it work right. But I wasn't accurate with it. My approaches all seemed off because I couldn't like look and say like, okay, cool, we're gonna come land over here and then do my turn and approach in. So it was, and I didn't want to set up hotkeys and stuff too, because with helicopter things, like you need to have your hand on the collective and the cyclic and everything at all times. Where with an airplane, you can more or less one-hand it once you're set at altitude. But having VR made it so different. It made it so worth it for me to be in VR versus being in a whatever other sort of viewing. I never tried the Tobii eye tracker. I know that's one thing I've had a handful of people ask me when they drop through the chat. I have a friend that does it, where he's like, yeah, I can look out the wing or whatever over there, but being able to actually look around and over my shoulders, it's so significant of a difference that I don't see myself doing any other sort of... Where'd that wind come from? I don't see myself doing any other sort of flying just because the VR is so... I won't say game-changing. It's yeah, we're playing a game, you know. But for lack of better terms, I mean, it is game-changing, you know. Like, I don't want to say this was unplayable doing helicopter stuff, but for the airplane stuff, it's more or less, if you're doing jetliner stuff, point A, point B flying, it's almost dashboard simulator, you know. If you can fly IFR, or you can set up your autopilot, you know, it's going to do its thing. But especially for helicopters where 99% of the stuff you're doing is VFR. Like, we'll punch some clouds sometimes here, and we'll do some, like, light IMC stuff. The heavy IMC stuff's annoying. I hate doing it because, like, I'm doing this around the world for me, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm streaming it for all of you guys as well. So I want you to be able to see it and enjoy it. And for other people to click on the stream and say, like, oh, cool, look, this is neat. Because at the end of the day, you know, if this starts, if this gets me to 1,000 subs or whatever, then I can monetize videos, and then the setup, the computer, and the peripherals, like, they pay for themselves. And that lowers what my investment in this was, because my investment in this was, if I can spend $4,000-ish and do my real-life flight lessons 12 hours less than what the average person does, then it's paid for itself. But if let's just say I make back $500 through ads and whatever else, and donations, whatever, then that's less hours that I need to save in real life for it to end up paying itself back, you know? So it's like, cool, I don't mind it. Oh, it's actually Kobe. Kobe Airport, this is helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey. As you can see, we're about 1 mile to your east, inbound for the ramp for a quick splash of fuel, and we're going to get out of here. Sadly, Elaine, I think she's staying with us, even though she could take care of the whole tower with one quick... But, yeah, depth perception is key. And for me, if I was going super, super realistic with it, I would definitely be more interested in bigger graphics card, stronger processor, more stout motherboard, so I don't have to do this Wi-Fi. I could do it plugged in. That would be fine. Like I said, the reason I got this was basically to teach me how to hover. Or for me to teach myself how to hover. And I've done that. And I didn't need full graphics, you know, running mid to high on everything's been perfectly okay for me. Although it would be nicer sometimes, like, being in a helicopter, like, I want to fly close to the ground. Because if I wanted to fly up super, super high, we'd be flying something like the 737 or A320. Or doing, like, private jet stuff. But we're looking for the fuel island. So it's like, yeah, it would be nice to have a bit better rendering capabilities on the ground. Looking for fuel. But at the end of the day, it's like, when I was doing all my practice stuff, I just I turned the graphics down a little bit, you know? Like, oh cool, I don't need all this power here, let's just chill. Because at the end of the day, I was just looking for the smoothness. I'm assuming the fuel stand's somewhere over here. Which doesn't matter, because I can click my little F button on the keyboard. So what we'll do, we'll just pretend it's over here, or that we called the fuel truck. What are you doing? That's a parking place. Fucking loser. Is there nobody even driving it? Let's see. Let's get close. In case it cranks up and starts moving like a ghost. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to click my F button. We can watch the fuel on the left side of the screen there. Click on up to 100%. TBM 900, yeah. I'm a paramotor junkie, so there's nothing like floating in the breeze and catching some thermals without a pilot's license. You do it in real life? I'm pretty much following you on infinite flight. Just landed a 27 at Kobe. And I'm in a TBM 900. Dude, 900 TBMs make good shit. Personally, a Pilatus person, but TBMs are solid. So yeah, we got topped off on fuel. Let's get out of here. Kobe Tower, this is helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey, call sign Fuckwagon. We are departing from the ramp. Tell your forklift they need to move, but we're going to just continue on to the west. Kobe Tower. Yeah, being able to look and do all the more aggressive helicopter maneuvers and practicing auto rotations, and you have to have the VR. Like you said, the depth perception just makes it so worth it. And for me, like, I don't even know it's a depth perception helps, because that really helps with the approaches and nailing the autos and everything. But I'll tell you what, doing this and being able to look side to side, or like, okay, cool, we're doing like some sort of long line work or whatever, I can look out the side or look through the floor window when we're on the cargo version, and I can see the load, or I can get close to something when we're doing external load operations, like in the career mode, and it makes it so much easier. But yeah, I've wanted to do paramotor stuff in real life. It's on my to-do list. But at the same time, for me, it's not a priority right now, because part of the reason for me getting this is because I'm very serious about getting my helicopter license. So a reason for me being serious about getting the helicopter license is because I would like that to be my career, to help get me out of the film industry, or depending on the film industry, because even though it's an extremely fun job, and even though it's something that I can make good money in, it's volatile. You know, it's extremely inconsistent. They go on strike every few years. Everybody's complaining. You're always worried about the proper political correctness with this or correctness with that. Blah, 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 blah. And it's so annoying. And, like, at the end of the day, too, like, I'm a white Christian man. And Hollywood, that's... I don't want to say you're the minority there, but, like, you're the most frowned upon type of person on a film set. And luckily, I have a job where I'm kind of, like, accepted for being what I am, because really nobody else is going to do what I do. Being the gun guy, the armor. But it's... morally, I'm just extremely separate from the industry. And while being a stunt pilot would be cool, I don't see that being a purpose of my career towards helicopter piloting. But I do see it as it could be a possibility. You know, like, once I go out and fly and I get 4,000 hours in the real world, I'm obviously still going to be friends with a whole bunch of people in the industry. And who knows, maybe I start working a good bit as an armorer here coming up soon. And I'm able to buy a Robinson R44, or get at least through a multi-shot mat or something. Who's to say I don't build a shit ton of hours doing that, and I get hired for, like, little photo missions and, like, small little filming things, and I can just kind of stick around that part of the industry. Who knows? Maybe I don't have to disappear from film and lose all my contacts for 2 or 3 years working medical to get 500-600 hours a year flying back and forth over Georgia or Florida or whatever. Like, I prefer not to do tours unless I go to Hawaii. I don't want to do Grand Canyon stuff. I don't want to fly the ditch. But yeah, I forget where I was going with this, but, like, yeah, I'd like to get out of film. I'd like to fly helicopters in real life, professionally. The big reason for that, too, is, like, I enjoy a challenge. And when you start getting into something like utility work, or certain aspects of air medical, you know, it's obviously there are going to be some things that are bread runs, you know, like, cool, we're going to go fly from hospital A to hospital B as a patient transfer. Yeah, that can be that can be a thing. You know, like it can get monotonous from everybody who I've talked to. But there's some unique situations you get to doing scene calls where you're going out to auto crashes, or somebody who's having a stroke out in the middle of nowhere, or a farming accident. You know, like you can get a lot of unique experience coming in and out of cool places that can be challenging because you're, at the end of the day, if you're flying commercially, there's a very high chance that they're going to keep your ship here at full weight. You know, you're not going to be flying light to where it's easy to do any of that stuff. Helicopter's 3 hours flight time plus 9 hours mechanic work before takeoff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which also I am slowly chasing A&P. I'm a very mechanically handy person. I've done FAA repairman work before, so I can work on the parts. I just haven't worked on the actual airframes themselves. Actually, I think I have like 2 hours of airframe time because I was hanging out with my friend who was doing it. There's a power line right there. They don't exist in the game, but I'm going to treat it as if they do. So yeah, I would love to have A&P, especially with IA as well, and have the inspecting certification, because doing ferry flights or flying for other people and stuff, it makes you a much more attractive potential hire. Under the bridge, it's high enough. Yeah, exactly. Of course I'm going for the bridge. I could have cut a little bit, saved us a few minutes of time if I were to cut more over the bay, but dude, there's a bridge to fly under. I'm going to take it. We do have some windmills over there we need to be aware of. The Bird Killer 9000s. Okay, what's this next place we're going to? Is this the small town? Oh, nope, we're going to a bridge next on the south side of this island. Then we're hitting a small town. Down here is like a cool valley town area. And then I think we're doing another water crossing, thank God. Over to, definitely not the place where the atomic bomb was dropped in Fukushima. Definitely not. That would be crazy. That would be silly. But yeah, that's where we're going. But yeah, helicoptering, it's on the list. That's not obvious, it's on the list. Actually, something that we haven't done in a bit is take this right here, turn that to flight idle and say, oh my god, we're in an auto rotation now. That's super hard to enter because that's not a mapped thing that I can just click. Boy, I sure hope we can land in this farmer's field with an auto rotation. We can extend that just a little bit. Come down here, land next to this dude. I bet he's filming us. He's probably going to get a kick out of this. What up, dude? You like that auto into your little fucking field there, bud? Turn our throttle there back up to flight. Let our RPMs catch back up. I knew there was going to be an auto rotation today. Yeah, I enjoy doing them because it's a nice way to work on like management of rotor speed and everything. It's a good thing to know and a good thing to like keep an eye out for or whatever, but it's kind of annoying to do with this particular A-Star just because it's a I can't just twist the throttle on my collective. I have to take my my laser pointer and point at it and click on it. The downloaded, there's way too many fucking trees around that. That would toast us. This one though, this one might be doable. Let's hope we don't get too laggy with all the trees around us. Back up. Woo! There we go. Anyways, back on course. Enough diddly-daddling. Yeah, so it's kind of annoying to do autos, at least in this model. If I were using the Cowan Sim A-Star, it's mappable to my throttle to where I can do that, and where I could feather the throttle and stuff too if we had some sort of engine issue. But sadly, not as easy in this one. Which, I mean, I could easily go like this and hit my fuel there, but I don't want to, because I don't want to do a full auto with a shutdown. Not quite the goal of this series. I feel once we are done with the Flying Around the World series, though, I'll take a break from series for a little bit at least. Because like I said, I do want to do a Pan-American series. Or like Alaska to Antarctica, because we can make Antarctica with a big overwater flight one day down at the end. Which I think it'd be worth it, just to say I did one to the other. But Alaska to Antarctica, that'll be another one that we do. I would like to do a 50 states, but we can't make it to Hawaii without simulating a ferry tank, which we could do, but there's no way easily from Hawaii to mainland USA. There's ways to do it from like the southern side with the ferry tank simulation, but nothing that's simple enough, you know, there's nothing that's easy to do. Plus, that'd be a fucking boring episode. Watch me fly a helicopter over the Pacific Ocean. I think it would be possible to simulate a ferry tank in the 225 or the H-160 or something. And honestly, I'd probably even look into getting a different set of peripherals for that. So that way we could actually be able to set autopilot on it, because I don't know if I want to hold straight and level over the ocean for fucking 12 hours of flight. Need floats, definitely. Do we have floats on this one? I know floats are an option. No, we don't have floats on this one. But yeah, if you're curious, we're in the AS350 or the H125 Airbus today. Helicopter that landed on Mount Everest and took off again, which is the impressive part. Landing is not that big of a deal for a helicopter. It's having the power to take back off again, especially at altitude. Japan really is just a whole bunch of fucking islands, isn't it? Who would have thunk? Plane spawning out of nowhere. Okay. Definitely looks like it's over us. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere. Traffic, no issue. Oh, look, a wave. Oh, yes, another wave. What's that? Ooh, it's a wave. Yeah, exactly. Like, I can turn boats on, but I don't know how well it does, like, overseas boats, or, like, deep-sea boats. Because that would make it interesting. Although, being more or less VFR, I feel like it would probably throw us way, way off course. It'd be like, no, please, I want to go see that boat over there, but gonna go see it's a 10-mile detour, and when you're ferry tanking over a big fucking thing like that, you know, you don't want to do too much of that. Or, you know, it's possible to say, if we pretend like a boat that we find is like a refuel stop or something like that, we could always hit that and say, look, we landed on this tanker, which happened to have a helipad and happened to have refueling stuff. Although I don't think we can land on the boats. I don't think they have any impactable mass. So that's a downside, but whatever. It's only 10:26. Wow. Doing pretty decent. We're not doing like super fast or anything, but we're doing pretty decent. I mean, we are doing 140 knots plus. So I mean, we are scooting. But it'd be nice to have a quicker day today. Go do the oil change stuff tomorrow for my grandmother, do a little bit of shopping for supplies for the future maybe business thing. Get my sleep schedule straightened back up some. Although at the end of the day too, like, we're going to be doing some we're going to be in this time zone, even probably jumping back a time zone or two for the next month. So eventually either the streams will have to get earlier in the day or have to get much later. But there will be a point where we're flying before sunrise, and I'll try to stretch that as much as we can before swapping times around. But there will be some streams where we'll be doing it in the middle of the day because I'm trying to do this all as live as we can. Happy flying, sir. Watch out for aliens. Thank you. I assume that means you're getting out of here. I appreciate you stopping by. It's fun having you in here. If you want to like and sub, please feel free to do that. If not, no big deal. We'll just see you next time, because it's like crack. People keep showing back up to this, even though it's just literally me flying around the world in a helicopter. But yeah, appreciate you stopping by regardless. Aliens, though, we'll have to look out. When we get up here in these clouds, that might be the issue. Looks like there are some sort of, I don't know if it's weather up there or not. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's our bridge up here. Sick. Then we're on whatever this island is, which is a bigger-ish island. But we're not doing the full thing. We're just doing a little section of it before a stint of water crossing. But not bad. Not a lot. Bearable. Already did. Hell yeah, dude. Definitely appreciate it. And with you being a VR person, we have a guy that pops in here called Joe. He's building his own VR setup now, so I'm sure y'all can chat about that some whenever he's back in here one day. Cool little rivers and stuff coming out. I wonder if those things cross the entire island. If they're throughways or if they're just canals just to move stuff in and out. I don't know why you want to move stuff in and out. There's roads and bridges that lead here. So that's a, I don't know why, but it's a thing. Water looks like shit, though. Okay, we're almost to this bridge, which apparently is a popular bridge, but I don't think they did any sort of cool custom graphics or custom textures for it. I think it just renders out as a normal bridge. So there could be a side here. We can just imagine it's like, oh damn, there's a dam right there. Nice. So I mean, there's obviously a water source higher up than that, unless it's just purely a runoff. But I don't think it would be a runoff. Doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of area here to make that big enough to where it could be a dammable runoff. Now that we're down here past Tokyo, you know, it's not like it's big glacier runoff, so it's a little bitty island. We're definitely flying slow right now. We can step our pony at 50% torque. Let's go. Step these ponies up, boys. Get her up in the 90s for a few seconds. There's our bridge. How irresponsible would it be to fly under that thing? Keep looking forward. You know, it's a gift. No, don't look at me. It's a gift. It's an honor to be riding with us right now. And you just sit, don't look at me. And you should be You should be thankful. Fucking Elaine. Acts like she owns the damn thing. Yeah, keep looking that way. I don't want your eyes anywhere this direction. Preferably, I'd like your eyes looking at that valley. We could drop you off there, but we can't. Something about calling HR or something where you have to ride with us today. I don't want to hear a damn thing about... Don't fucking look at me. I don't want to hear a damn thing about flying under this bridge either. Do you think we're 300 feet up right now? I don't think we're 300 feet up. I think our pressures have changed. So we'll find a place to touch down once we cross the little bay here. We'll readjust our altimeter. Yeah, we're definitely lower than 100 feet here. Let's land on this little sandbar. Let's see, where is my mouse? We weren't that far off. 3012. Okay, we're off into the next island we go. Dude, nobody should build bridges around me. I'm an absolute fucking menace with these things. Japan FAA is getting so many fucking reports. Some dude in a helicopter with birds on the side keeps flying underneath all of our bridges. Looks like another little airport down there. Yep. There's something down there. Yeah, hopefully quick stream tonight. Definitely no shenanigans later. Once we land, I want to get out of here and actually try to go to bed on time. On time-ish. No, stop looking at me. I will fly us into the fucking mountain. Thank you. Trade a little bit of speed for a little bit of altitude, no big deal. Although it's crazy if you look at the geography here. Just like all these mountains here, then just a line into civilization. I wonder if the mountains are protected or anything. What is this? Where'd the tower go? Am I just like fucking directly over it? Yeah. Oh, just a tower. Nothing exciting. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious if the mountains are protected or something. If Tom comes back, we might have all shenanigans. I mean, he says he doesn't have any alts, so who knows? But y'all both have killer poker faces or poker face games here, so either way, it's fucking fun. Like, I almost want to take his mod away, just so that way he can't go back through chat locks and make it that much more annoying for him. Take that responsibility off of his hands. Because it's like, everybody who fucking comes in here is basically a mod. Like, you, him, Jake whenever he comes in, Sean, of course me. But it's like, sick, we have 5 or 6 mods for what, 10 people watching at most sometimes. Like, not exactly necessary. No, there is some development up over here to the right. You won't be able to tell who's who. Because somebody new pops in chat, the first thing he does is check chat logs. It's like, I'm assuming VR playtime is real. I don't think either of y'all are creative enough to come up with that name. I think it's more like silly names or real names. But if it is you, congratulations, you fooled me. But like, at the end of the day, it's just fun. It's a fucking inside joke. People who come in, Ronnie, whenever he's in here, if that's not you guys, yeah, whatever. Don't mean a difference to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be stuck sitting here flying around for another 80, 90, 100 days. And if y'all get tired of it, y'all can leave, but I'm still going to be stuck here, so whatever. Who cares? Just me and Elaine versus the world. Also, a pretty stout river running through here. Created a month ago. Oh yeah. It's way before y'all were. Okay, wind shift. It's way before y'all were doing alt stuff. There's like a little river running through. The little one we just flew over right there. Yeah, like I said, I'll give Ryan the benefit of the doubt. Even if it is, whatever, it's like, cool, it's good conversation. So, it's not like he's coming in and being a complete fucking menace. Always lurking. And there's 5 people in here now, so it could be one of them. But it is crazy. I've looked at the analytics on these, just because I'm interested in like how people are seeing it. And like yesterday's thing, episode 22, analytics. 187 views. 123 came from the browse feature, 34 suggested videos, 13 from channel page where they came to multi-shot Matt and did it, 8 direct or unknown, and 4 from YouTube search. We had 13 concurrent viewers at one point yesterday. There were 519 chats yesterday, but 0 reactions. Sad. Oh, there's a reaction coming in. Yay. Me clicking the button. Yeah, like, it's interesting seeing the logistics on some of this stuff. Logistics, the analytics on some of these things. Because, like, Tom said, like, he just happened to see me on suggested videos or whatever, and he clicked it. And I don't know how you found me. I'm assuming it was a suggested video for something. Yeah, stuff like that makes me think more about. Makes me think more about thumbnails and how those look. Like, I was pretty happy with today's thumbnail. Like, I have a certain style, you know, like I'm trying to keep them all relatively cohesive. Always with the nose pointing to the left. Always kind of aiming towards you. I did a few where it was going away, but the ones where they're aiming towards seem to trend slightly better. So I'm trying to keep them kind of pointed in the direction of the camera. I'm putting some thought and effort into it. Like I said, there are some people that just have the same thumbnail for everything, which I'm not against. You know, if you have I won't say if you have a bigger following, like one of the GTA guys that I follow. He'll do some custom thumbnails for his live streams, because he'll have like 1,000 to 2,000 viewers. But he also has like a generic picture that, like, you see, you're like, okay, cool, I know that's him. And that could also be a plus to where that generic picture is a selling point. Because when you see something different every day, you may not know that it's me posting or whatever. That's why I'm trying to keep them all in the same style, but I'm allowing the picture and stuff to change. Yeah, I watched a video of someone flying a Bell 222 in San Francisco Bay area, and you were suggested from that. Interesting. Were you watching them on the sim do it, or like in real life flying a 222? There's bridges down there, but I don't want to climb back up this altitude again, so we'll get your brothers on the next one. Plus I think there's a lot of trees around that one to make it not the best option. It was in real life. Oh, okay. Which I would like to go back through, like, tags and descriptions on the live stream and kind of optimize those a little bit to get those to be more broadly appealing to the algorithm. I know there's a lot of little things that you can change or add or modify or whatever that have little effects here and there. And really, like, the description on this is like the bare minimum of my effort or time being put into it. So it's like I could optimize more. I just haven't. So, like I said, the flying's for me. You know, I'm going to do this, and even if I don't hit the 1,000 mark before the end of this series, then so be it, you know. But there's still other videos I need to make. Always lurking. LOL. Joe, what's up? But something. Because, like, it would be nice, you know. Because then I could at least put ads on my videos that get a good number of views, like my garage and shop videos. Like, one of those just hit over 100,000 views the other day, which is fucking cool. And it's like, if I can do something like that, then cool, I'll have videos that will have 1 million views over time, just because it's something that people are always going to look at. Live streams are very one-time view only. Very rarely do people go back through live streams. It's like, yeah, I'd like to make some other stuff. Some other non-live stream content, because that's not what the goal of this channel is by any means. What up, Joe? Glad to see you in here. We were talking about you a few minutes ago. We have had the VR playtime guy or something that was up there. If you scroll up in the chat, whatever his name was, VR playtime. And I was like, yeah, dude, I think you had to go. But I was like, yeah, if you're in here on another day, there's a guy named Joe in here. And he's setting up a sim PC with potentially VR and everything, so I'm sure y'all could go back and forth about answering some questions. Or he has a pretty decent setup that he does VR stuff with, from what it sounded like, or what it seemed like. Yeah, the mountains on this fucking island here are stout. Don't look at me, Elaine. Holy shit. I'd dump you out of that side, I would. Oh, yeah. Dude, there's some even fucking bigger mountains over to the left. Holy crap. I mean, we're at 4,000 feet. We're not soaring. But I mean, we are on a relatively small island. And just a couple of miles off the coast, you know, we're at 4,000 foot peaks when it looks like 6,000's coming at us. So, impressive. I have been spinning off of monitors. I've been spinning off on monitors at the moment, BRB. I have no idea what that means. Or maybe he's deep diving into looking at monitors for the simulator setup. That would make sense. How far are we off the coast? I know this is a bigger island. Oh, we're kind of like in the dead fucking center of it. And we're pretty close to destination. Or pretty close to waypoint, which I do want to come down into this little city. 7 watching. Glad everybody's in here. Feel free to chime in chat if you haven't. We're just about on the last, like, 5th of our trip for today. Which means there's a chance that we'll be out of here by midnight my time, which is big news. Haven't done that ever, really. Unless we had like a technical issue on a few of the episodes where the VR headset wasn't playing around, or I think we lost power. Didn't we lose power on one? Well, like we had made it to a location and then I lost power? Or was that non-around the world related? I don't know, I feel like on one of these, or something, I lost power. Yeah, early stream. Because that was fun, going from like a fully lit face mask that I'm just wearing, blaring unnatural light to my eyes, into complete pitch black darkness. Yeah, and I think I have it labeled as like power outage or something like that. And I'm pretty sure I jumped in the comments real quick on the phone. I was like, hey, power went out, but we landed, so we're going to call it for that. I don't know. Anyways, it was a while back. I'll say it feels like a month ago. It probably was a month ago. Because I'll say that I've probably had 10 days off in the past 23 episodes. Because I did 3 or 4 days off here this past week with my back. And some days where I was traveling or going here or there to go do something, so there's a good chance that I'll have 3 days off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the wedding. Yeah, dude, these mountains are stout. And there's like nobody up here either. Yeah, VR headsets are great for my eyes. Which, me being a health conscious person, like, part of me despises using these things. Because I know it throws off the circadian rhythm so fucking bad. And that's such a huge important part of getting like the sleep that you need. But I'm kind of viewing it as a necessary evil, because if I have similar results to what Chuck did when he did his helicopter sim flying to go do the real thing, then the cost of this will save me money. And also the fact that I'm using this in the stream means that I can expense this to business and even use it to pay for itself, the channel, that sort of point. Oop, getting shaky screen. Is it going to fix itself? Yep, fixed itself. Cool. So yeah, we're going to start seeing more buildings and stuff down here. We're getting into this little town area very, very quickly. We're basically over it. So, oh, damn. Yeah, they're all up on the fucking mountain here. Holy shit. No wonder Grok told me to come down to this town. Because I was asking for, like, non-automotive related places. It was like, yeah, check out this little area down in this valley. So, yeah, it looks like there's lots of switchback roads going up. Cool river going through the middle there. More switchbacks going up for people on that side. And we'll follow this river down just a wee bit. Just because I'm interested now. Bridge is too populated with trees. Can't try that. Yeah. Cool little area. Definitely worth checking out. Welcome back, Joe. So we'll follow this valley up here. Kind of goes to the right. We'll use that to get back on the flight director. Oh no, we actually need to go way right. That's right, yeah, because we're not going the same direction. We're kind of tooting up to the northwest now. Gonna go drop into Hiroshima. I hear it is popping. Use some of the horsepower in this aerial 2C engine. Dunk on that hill. Take that. I wonder if this was a landslide. I mean, there's one road going through it, or path, or something, to where that could have been logging, but such a weird place to be logging at. So I'm curious if that was a landslide that just happened to delete that much. Interesting. That one has a lot of switchbacks in it. I mean, it almost looks picked clean, doesn't it? That might have been logged. Looks like a lot of stuff around here may have been logging. What do you guys think? Landslide or logging? Because, I mean, Japanese wood is a thing. It's got to come from somewhere. But also, a lot of seismic activity out here. If there was an earthquake big enough, or that happened to just be at the right time with soil conditions, you know, it could have just slopped off the side of a mountain, for lack of better terms. But I feel like we also would have heard something about a massive landslide. But then again, if there's one house, that's probably not even going to make national news. Oop, y'all see that ahead? That's water, and I can even see the other side of the water, which is good, good, good. Although we are doing a bit of a longer section through the landslide due to logging. I was trying to narrow it down, but now I just have more questions. Dude, helicopter logging looks fun as shit. I'll say that. Because you're working on the side of a mountain most of the time. And you're bringing small sections of cut logs or trees or whatever up and down. Looks fucking wild. Of course, you can't do super, super huge things, so it's like very select types of wood, because I mean, you only can do up to like 1,500 pounds at a time. But helicopter logging looks wild. The helicopter Christmas tree harvesting, though, that looks fun. There's one video that I think most people have seen where it's like super foggy, and I think it's like a Bell 206 doing it, but the one that I like better, the guy has a GoPro and he's mounted it like at the like near the hook on his line, so you can like see how the hook's getting thrown around, and he puts the GoPro like inside watching his feed or watching the collective or watching him or out the window or whatever. I think there's a drone that follows him a little bit as well, but that would be a dream seasonal gig there. Because I mean, when you're doing the helicopter Christmas tree stuff, like, sure, they can have a truck, but then you're just bringing stuff to a truck, and the truck can only do a trailer so big, and that trailer fills up after 2 minutes. They have to drive it 5 minutes somewhere and then 5 minutes back, and the helicopter can go there, back, there, back, there, back. Of course, it can't do a full load like a truck or trailer can, but the amount of times that it can do it in that short amount of time, especially going over a whole bunch of hills and stuff for the size of the farm, I mean, it makes sense. Like the cost of the helicopter per hour plus the pilot, it may be $2,000 an hour, but when you're making $60 to $80 per Christmas tree, and they're bringing 10 to 15 of them from all the way across the farm every 60 seconds. You know, they're fucking moving money with those things. So, helicopter Christmas tree farming is on my list of seasonal work that I think would be cool as shit to do one day. Throw a little bit of height at us, and a bit of a downdraft coming over those hills there. Oh. Yep, Japan on the list, definitely, for sure. Oh man, we need altitude. 3,000 foot per minute climb. Yep, there's our third water crossing for the day. We had one just leaving the airport that we left from. And then one kind of during our little fuel stop, and now this one. Fun fact, when doing tow hook work in a helicopter, everybody wants to ride back with you in the summer, and nobody wants to ride back with you in the winter. Yeah, I can see that. I do, and I follow a couple of people, and I've become internet friends with a handful of like pilots and linemen who do utility work where they load people up on the hooks and they take them up and down to power lines for whatever reason or whatever repair. Look at that interchange down there. I don't want to kill this altitude. Plus there's a lot of trees on the exits of all those, so it doesn't look doable. Trees ruin the bridges here. Yeah, dude, riding from a hook on a helicopter, that's on my to-do list. Dude, imagine being in this town here, which Hiroshima's ahead of us, across the bay. Imagine being in this town here, hearing some American planes, or some planes, like a group of them, you know, cruising over at whatever altitude. You think, oh shit, wow, we're finally getting our country involved in the war. And then the sun turns on across the water over there. Would be absolutely fucking mental. Yeah, interchange looked fun, but the fucking trees were next to it, which made it unflyable. Sadly, we'll find one more bridge before we end today. We're done like what, 4 or 5 today? Dude, it's not even like the fact of witnessing that, it's witnessing that and not knowing what happened. Like, it's like I don't want to say I can guarantee it, but I'm sure seconds after the explosion, mushroom cloud would have been visible from over here. But I feel like they would have felt the ground shake. When the sound was able to make it, I feel like they would get sound because they are over water. They would have had the light immediately during the explosion. Because there's stories of people getting like burnt like 5 to 10 miles away. But you wouldn't be able to see like the mushroom cloud to really put it together. There was an explosion. But also, like, how would these people know what an explosion looked like? We know what they look like because we've seen pictures of nuclear testing and the bombs and everything. But they didn't have Google. It'd be a wild fucking... Hopefully something that I never, ever am given the chance to witness. I'll be okay watching old footage, you know. I don't ever want to see something nuclear in real life, even in testing, you know. But with that said, if they're going to be testing something nuclear, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop it, and they have a place that's a safe distance away where you can watch it, count me in. Given the opportunity, I will 100% watch a nuclear explosion. But it's not something that I ever want to see, if that makes sense. It's just like, I'm never going to pay for midget wrestling. But if somebody's offering to take me, I'm going to go to watch midget wrestling. With a little bit of altitude put us in the clouds enough to where we can't fucking see out there. So we'll work down 500 feet a minute or so, keeping our speed up. Because we are close to the finish line for today. It's only 11:10, 11:11-ish. I am all the way forward on the cyclic right now. It does not go any more forward. Trying to manage altitude with the collective. Which that's typically how you want to do it. You want to trim yourself out to where your stick's basically dead center. Or you're not having to put pressure onto the stick, really. To where you can just kind of sit there and put your hand around it. So if you need to pull back, you can. But not having trim on this, I am just... my stick is against the stop as far forward as it goes. I see the other comment there, but I'm gonna keep my head in the game for right now since we're kind of flying through shit clouds over shit water. What a bummer of a flight. Ugh. Get over to our island chain up here. Fun fact, at 20 miles away, facing the opposite direction, with your eyes closed and your arm over your eyes, you will still see the bones in your arms. This is from a relatively small detonation. Yeah, that's fucking intense. Like I said, do not want to ever be in something where I'm experiencing that. So as my message to whoever is a nuclear enemy of the United States of America, keep in mind the people don't want this, it's just the stupid fucking leaders. Just ignore them. Literally, if you just ignore them and they ignore you, everybody can just live happily ever after, not to worry about bunkers or anything. You just go about your life. Yeah, we definitely have the longest course over the water here. Like, don't get me wrong, bombs are sick. I love blowing stuff up. We do it for work a whole bunch. It's a neat thing, especially when you get the right special effects crew and they're working with some, like, actually high-speed sort of explosives. A lot of productions just do, like, propane bombs or, like, propane, a little bit of diesel, you know, to get the big flame and smoke. But some special effects crews that you work with, they bring out the good stuff. Like, stuff that hits. Stuff that makes you really fucking feel it. So, I love explosions. I love blowing stuff up. Super fun. Don't want to blow up a town. Don't want to blow up a city. Don't want to blow up a state. Don't want to blow up a township or a village. Village would be cool. Okay, I could be down with a village. Just depends if there's anybody in it, and if there is, who they are. It's always the water, dude. Don't worry, in like 2 or 3 episodes from now, we're doing another island chain south of Japan to work our way down towards Taiwan and stuff. So, I know you guys like the water days as much as I do, but don't worry, there's more of it coming. There's a suspension bridge over there, but that's way far off path. I don't want to go over there. Ugh. I'll take my feet off the pedals and relax a little bit. Little town or something there. Little island village or resort. I'm curious if it's just like people who live there, or if it's more set up for a resort type thing, because there seems to be like a little harbor. Looks more industrious to me. I don't know. It don't matter. We're cruising 145 knots. I'll take it. Damn right, more water crossings. That's the sort of hype that I want to hear. My own personal hell. But I do believe the southern Japan islands are closer together. They're smaller, but they're closer together. So even if there is a water crossing, we will have an end in sight, or a midpoint in sight. There's more development on it. I believe there's helipads and like little airports at all of them as well. Civilization is the big thing. The Russian islands suck because there was just nothing there. But I do believe, indubitably, that all the island hopping pretty much from now on will be more on the exciting-ish side. I don't know about all the Indonesian islands, how they'll be, but I don't think it'll be that bad. Really, I think the next worst day, as far as that, we'll have a Mediterranean Sea day, which shouldn't be that bad. And then, of course, the UK, Iceland, Greenland, Canadian hops. Those aren't going to be particularly entertaining, and they're going to be back to back to back, really. But I'll try to plot a plan through the islands where it may not be as straight of a line, but if I can do a higher concentration of islands once we get south of here and south of Taiwan and stuff to make our way down to Australia, then I'll make it much nicer. Well, I got to get tonight. Got a lot of stuff to do and have to get on the road early tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great rest of the day. See y'all soon. Adios, dudes. See ya. I'm going to try to be busy tomorrow, but no promises. I'll do my best, though. Yeah, simple stream tonight. Probably our lowest view one in a long time. I don't expect this one to get over 100 views on the big counter. If it does, I'll be surprised, because yesterday was a Tuesday and we barely broke 100 until later today, where I guess people were going through and checking it or looking or whatever, don't know. Did 150 fucking knots. Like 145 and 149 ground speed. So, the headwind's not even that bad for us tonight. You can tell we're getting close because our other lines, because for some reason the whole flight planner is being fucking silly. We're all starting to merge together here at Hiroshima, and those are pretty much in line with whatever that airport that we're ending tonight at. Honestly, we may need fuel because we're at a quarter tank right now. What's our non-helipad airport situation look like? let's divert up and go to RJOA. Put a splash in there. Fucking bug in my ear. What the hell? Get out of there. See. 15 miles, not bad. Not bad. What is that place there? Fire station. Something helipad. Something helipad. Georgia plane spotting, what do you think? Do you think the fire station will have fuel, or should we go up to the airport up here? If you think the fire station will have fuel, we'll drop in there and throw a quarter tank of gas at it. Or if there's anybody else that's in here watching that, but I'm pretty sure it's just Georgia plane spotting right now. Ronnie Caps. Ronnie, what do you think? Does the fire station up here that's a few miles away have fuel? The Takahara fire station, or should we go up to the Hiroshima airport to top off on gas? Fire station won't have fuel, but let's land there, then go to the airport. Wow. Spicy tonight, are we? Where's it at? More in the center of town over there. Cool. 2 planes coming in. Where are they at? Probably high. Let's set our descent up right now. Put it at like 700 feet a minute. 1,000 feet per minute works. Cool with that. How else would they have gas? True. Allegedly there's planes over me somewhere. I don't see them, so... Yeah, the fire station here at whatever this town is, if they have a fire helicopter, there's a good chance that they have fuel. We're killing the altitude right now. Looks like we're over kind of in between the main trees on the mountain and that little group of trees next to the canal or whatever. Recenter this. Where the fuck is their helipad? I don't think we can land here. There's high tension lines. Yeah, I think that's the helipad underneath a tree right there. So yeah, we dropped by, we said hello. That's what matters, right? Japan is cool, but it's out of my price range. Yeah, dude, it's out of my fucking price range right now, I'll tell you that. It'll definitely be something that I plan for a year before doing it. I think it'll be worth doing and going and experiencing because it's a lot of my interest come from the area. So I'm not too particularly worried about like, oh man, I'm just going somewhere that's just another vacation. Like, I will get a lot out of this trip. It will have to be a long trip too. I mean, it'll be like a 2-week sort of thing out here. Another sneaky tower hiding right there. Uh-huh. A320, B763. The fuck's a 763? And is Tom going to be back? I don't know if he's going to be back. I don't know if he had a busy day of doing stuff where you couldn't do it, because I think it's usually like mid-morning, whatever time down there. Let's ask the Google thing. What time is it in Sunshine Coast, Australia? 1:28 p.m. So it's midday. You know, I don't want to say it's already a miracle that he watches, but if he just doesn't have busy mornings, he doesn't have busy mornings. But this code for a Boeing 767-300. Oh, okay, I forgot about the after the tax there. Hiroshima Tower. This is an American aircraft coming to land. If you say no, you know what happens. Hiroshima Tower. What? That's culturally fine to say. Because they know what happens if they don't give me clearance. I just don't land here. Duh. You heard the Google chime? Damn right you did. I ain't typing all that shit in. Nobody on approach or departure, so we're good to shuffle on down in here. I believe I see the fuel stand over here in front of this building. Fun fact, we're landing with a slight tailwind right now, it looks like. That's no bueno. God, can y'all park somewhere that's not right where I'm gonna go? Make sure y'all didn't populate in the circle that I'm gonna land in. Go. Let's just do a little bit over half a tank, more than enough. Thanks, guys. Now you don't have to deal with the implications. And if we zoom out a little bit on the map, we're just kind of heading straight this way now. Are you familiar with the Sedona, Arizona airport? It is also built on a hill plateau sort of thing. And I think Cherokee County, Georgia is, but that's like a small municipal thing. Sedona is like a mid-sized airport. But it's built on like the whole town, it'd be like this. It'd be like all this is like Sedona, and then the airport would be built on that hill there in the middle. Apparently there's a good restaurant up there too. No, you've been there before? Hell yeah. It's on my list of places to go, but I don't want to spend much time there. I think Arizona as a whole is cursed. So the less amount of time that I spend in that fucking forsaken state, the better. And that's full offense meant to anybody who lives in Arizona. I'm not going to say no offense on that. I truly believe the state is cursed. There's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of them are personal. So it's not like verifiable. Like, oh, well, there's an Indian burial ground that happened underneath the Capitol, and it carried. No, it's just dumb shit that's happened to me that makes me think that that whole place is haunted, or not haunted, but cursed. And it's not so much that you're cursed while you're in the state. While you're in the state and you're living there, you're fine. But anybody who's connected to you outside of the state, the curse goes out and affects them. That's my thought on that. Okay, let's step these ponies up. We're a bit slow, aren't we here, bud? Like, I know, like, 5 or 6 relationships, including one of my own, that ended because of the significant other being in Arizona. And that's within, like, the past 5 years. Past Cherokee County Airport. I was going to North Georgia in November. I was driving and saw it on the hill behind the trees. Yep. Because I know there's, like, 2 airports up there, and I think the other one's the one that's, like, right near Jasper. I don't know what county that is. But it's kind of slightly elevated, if I remember right, but it's not on the hill like Cherokee is. Aim for the lower side of that big mountain in the distance there, the lower right side, the north side of it. I wonder what the vibe, like the general aura of this town is. Like, if you were to go here not knowing that it had just been completely fucking annihilated. Of course, like, places out here would have been fine. You know, like, they would have been missing windows and stuff because it's still on the other side of the hill up here. Like, I wonder what the general mood, the vibe, the aura, the feeling of this place is. Because, like, resident energy, I think's a real thing. If you go to, like, Andersonville, Georgia, where there was a Civil War POW camp, like, the air just feels heavy. It feels like, ugh, thousands of people died there, sort of thing. Same thing like Gettysburg. Like, you kind of feel where it was just like, there was a thing that happened there. A lot of battlefields are like that. So I'm curious what I don't want to call it genocidal, but like a mass extinction of an entire town wonder what the energy is like as far as on that supernatural sort of level. Or even thinking about it on just like a people level. Like, is there an ice cream stand across the street from where the fucking atomic bomb dome memorial is? Like, is it saying where it's like, okay, cool, this is part of our past, there's nothing we can do, so we're just gonna keep having a good time? Or is it like, we're gonna sit here and this town will always be silence in the solace of what happened in the past? Don't know. That's what I'm curious about. And also, how frowned upon is it for me to visit this area if I were to come visit Japan? Like, if I go on Google Street View and look around, am I going to see a single American looking person in this city? I don't know. Dang, now I want to watch documentary stuff on the dropping and the effects of it. There's a chance we might be getting out of here right at midnight. That's cool. Fuel stop threw off our time, but necessary, or else we wouldn't be making it. What do you think? What do you think the... I hate to use Zoomer language, but what do you think the vibe is in Hiroshima? Because, I mean, there are Japanese people who go to Pearl Harbor to look at it. You know? Like, it's a common thing for Japanese people to go to Hawaii and look at Pearl Harbor. Ace! Good thing I don't live in Arizona. I'm in Truckee, California. Potentially close to getting off, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. I'm trying not to be on too late. I have a lot of weekend stuff to do this weekend, which all requires me being up at a much more normal hour. So I'd like to correct my sleep schedule just a little bit. But I have been putting my thing in the description if somebody wants to jump in and fly around. Also, do keep in mind I'm trying to do this all real time. As far as like time of the day and weather and everything. So as we do this, it's going to start getting earlier and earlier in the days for the time that we're flying in overseas. And then probably around Afghanistan or something, we may have to start streaming very early in the day or much later at night. I don't know yet, but that'll change our times and stuff as well. But today, kind of, or for now, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern time until midnight or a little bit after is what we're going to be doing. Cool, my dad grew up a few miles south of Reno, not far from you. Well, you know what they say about Reno, right? I'm gonna wait for somebody to tell me yes or no. They know what they say about Reno. And about the temperature there. It's about temperature and location. Nope, that's not what. It's so hot in Reno and it's so close to hell that you can see sparks. Do you get it? Because Sparks, Nevada is like right there. Do you get it? Do you get it? Yeah, because it's so hot there. So hot and it's so close to hell that you can see Sparks, and Sparks, Nevada's basically next door. Devil's Playground, that's in North Carolina. Or South Carolina, one of those. Or no, is that Devil's Stomping Ground? Where's Devil's Playground at? I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of that. Dude, this tailwind's annoying. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, see, it's a cool joke. The only reason I know that's because I knew some people that actually lived out there. And they worked with me at one of my old jobs. Okay, let's start slowing down since we're getting over Hiroshima proper. Not because we're dropping anything off, but just because we're observing. A lot of water in the area, a lot of bridges. No tall bridges, though. I don't want to risk a flight underneath one of these this late in the stream. Now, I'm very confident that the bomb was an airburst. I don't know how high over the city that it did its airburst. I'll probably learn more tonight because I'm definitely going to be getting into a documentary sort of mood. But from what I can tell, this whole area here is like a parks and memorial, and they call it like the atomic bomb dome and stuff. But this right here is pretty much the epicenter of where the bomb went off at whatever height in the air, because it was on a timer. So like they knew how long it would take to fall to hit the ground from the altitude that they were at. And they didn't want it to hit the ground, maybe because it would be a risk of something messing up, not going off. But yeah, Hiroshima bombing World War II sucks. Beta, I still don't know if I'm in the beta, dude. Still have no clue. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm just doing this so I can pause the stream. Hello, weird winds. Don't fuck me now. Okay, let's see if it shows me what my type is. Settings. Online. We're still in West Europe. Advanced options. Doesn't say. Yeah, dude. I don't know if I'm in the beta. If you tell me a way to check it, I'll check. But I could not tell you. Number beside Microsoft Flight 7 2024. At the top. Let's see. Do settings again. Maybe if I hop out of VR real quick, I can see. I don't see anything there. Well, I'm about to land anyways. We're just about at our final destination. I'll check more thoroughly there because we're only like a minute or two away. Maybe not a minute or two, but we're close. Elaine, shut up. You have to be in window mode, not full screen. I don't want to risk fucking up our entire flight today right now to check that. So yeah, we're only a short jump. Look guys, more water to our final point airport, where we could probably even, it's on the other side of that island over there. So I mean, we're just there, and I'll check that, and if it's beta or whatever, then we can maybe, I'll do another quick little flight around. But like I said, I signed up for like the alpha beta test or whatever of the game itself, but I don't know that carried me over into beta of the updates. Yeah, I apologize for not knowing. My knowledge on this is really just, you know, fucking turning it on. If my headset doesn't work, I turn it off and turn it back on again. If my computer doesn't work, I turn it off, turn it back on again. My technical knowledge on anything related to this is strictly limited on actually flying around with it. There's not much other knowledge. Airport that we're landing at is, I put it in the description. I think it's like, it's the Stuco or something like that. I believe it begins with an I. Oh no, I didn't put it in there. It's whatever's just southwest of Hiroshima. Like I said, I believe it begins with the letter I. I just don't remember. I wanted to be on the other side of that bay. Give me a second. I'm checking it on my phone as we go. Iwakuni, Iwakuni Airport. Clouds, little water, good clearish skies. But clouds mean the air is stable, clear skies means unstable air. So I'd rather have some clouds. Shit ton of bugs in my fucking window though. I'm still on that Western European server, if I remember right when we were looking. There's a plane of some sort heading right at us, but I'm assuming it's way up in altitude. We'll find out shortly though, won't we? 'Cause they are cruising. Probably way up there. Ace driver, I see you up there. Yeah, they simulate bug. I don't know if they simulate the bugs, but they simulate what the bugs do on my fucking windshield. Oh, you're in the 145. A Mr. Hype Performance Group money spender, I see. Don't worry, I have it as well. So what I'll do, I'll come down and I'll sit down at the airport to lock in our landing per my made-up rules that I do for our legs. And once I have the landing locked in, then I'll fuck around a little bit. Y'all didn't know this, but I've had an ace up my sleeve the whole time. Yes, I'll be touching down over at the north end of the airport, near all of the small plane parking. I'll be dropping in there, like I said, to kind of lock in our location. And then I'll doodle around for a few minutes. Not long though, because I've been holding a piss for what, 3.5 hours? 3 hours-ish. I'm like 6 miles out right now, cruising 140 knots. I'm curious if it's going to show the 145 model that you're flying for me, since I do have that downloaded, because I assume you're using the Hype Group one. I don't know of anybody else who does the 145. Or if it's going to show you flying like a fucking airplane or something. Just checked 7 stunt planes at LaGrange Callaway Airport and 4 at Pine Mountain Airport. Wonder if they'll still be there on Saturday. I would assume so. When you say stunt planes, you just mean RVs? Because RVs are kind of popular. But if they're all huddling there for a certain reason, maybe they're just trying to get ahead of trying to fly in the day of. Ace, do you see the fuel box or anything over there? Or you can help direct me to that? If not, like I said, I'll be landing kind of in the general parking area on the north side of the airport. But if you see fuel, the fuel stop, I'd like to end over near the fuel stop thing. Oh, I think it shows you as an airplane. Yep, you're a fucking attack glider. Nope, nope, like a beach. And that's the weird thing it does, where it's like, cool, you're a 2-turbine aircraft, obviously. But it will show you as a 2-turbine fixed wing because the 145 is not one of the models. Not just RVs, interesting. At Twakuni Airport, this is helicopter 420 Foxtrot Whiskey. We are on approach. I believe Ace Driver's already cleared the air for us. Once again, if you don't let us land, you know what the consequences are. Let's see if we can find a fuel station. A lot of little fucking trucks around here. Fuel, fuel, fuel. Anybody? Anybody here? A fuel? We'll just hit this corner over here and call that good. Yeah, because I don't see it over there. Okay, give me a second, Ace. I'm going to do my little sign-off for our length of the day. Then I'm going to pop back up and we'll do a little bit. Okay. Thank you, everybody who's been watching so far. Elaine, hold the controls for me right now. We're at flight idle. But that is it for today's... Don't idle up, Elaine, bitch. That is it for today's actual flying around the world. We did Tokyo-ish. Was it Tokyo-ish? No, we were further past Tokyo. We were somewhere. We were somewhere, and now we're somewhere else near Hiroshima. But that's it for today's Around the World journey. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Ace right there, hovering and watching. And now, since we've locked in our location here, this is where we're going to start on our next day. You look fucking silly up there. This is where we're going to start tomorrow, or the next time that we're on. And appreciate you guys for being there. Are you using auto hover? I know that 145 has an auto hovering, or auto, not auto hover, but like an auto leveling feature. And you can do like left for no, or up down for yes or no. But I know the 145 has like an auto feature for level hold and everything. What's the ejection button for left side of the seat? I want to press it. Ejection button, left side seat. Oh, this one here? I think it's hydraulics. Spare. This one down here, floats. And that one under the red there is hydraulics. Casual VTOL EMB 120. Yeah, it's fucked. Like I said, I think it's because it's a twin. Let's see, numbers are good in the green. Fuel's fine. Don't care about that. I think it's because it's a twin turbine engine helicopter. But it does that. Okay, Ace. We're going backwards here, bud. Yes, I am. Autopilot, gotcha. I'm just going to keep you in my sight and... Or, let's see, let's find some airport vehicles, because I know they're fucking around here. Where are all the vehicles at around here? I want to find something driving so I can stunt fly next to it. Everybody here's so slow. Why is everybody crawling? Are y'all trying to be safe? Okay, Ace, if you have any ideas, feel free to kind of set yourself up or say it in the chat so I can monkey see, monkey do you. But I'm just going to kind of film pilot, stunt pilot fly. And when I say that, I mean it's me flying sideways, looking at shit out my side window. Unless you have any sort of ideas of things to do. Find a highway, says Georgia Plane Spotting. I know Ace has like a 30-second-ish delay on my voice. Don't worry, I was just playing camera ship following you around. Also, you don't have any front landing gear, you just have the 2 wheels. You just have your mains, that's fucking funny. You don't know, like, I never thought I'd get this far to where I was actually flying with you. I don't know what to do now. Here, do like a autocross course. Go find like a fun line to run in between some buildings. It could be here on the airport or in the city or whatever. And just do some speed flying and I'll fucking follow you through it. You're the guest of honor, so we'll follow you doing something extravagant. Like I said, I know there's like a 30-second lag between what I say and what you hear, so... I can hear your helicopter, which is weird. It doesn't sound like an airplane. I can hear the sound effects. Open my window so I can hear you. Off we go. I'm just going to play as dangerously close as I can to you and try to mimic. Which maybe I'll do like a direct follow, or I may play off to the side just a wee bit to like pretend I have a camera guy in here or something trying to watch. And whenever you've had your fun, I'll do a lead run, that way you can follow me through stuff. So whenever you've had your fun, just find somewhere, come to a hover or whatever, and then we'll swap places. But I'm good following because it gives me a challenge of still trying to manage power and do all this stuff as well, so... Ooh, we're playing Kobe. The plane is Ace Driver, and he's flying a downloaded model, so not one that's from the factory or stock library for Microsoft Flight Sim. So even though I do have the 145, I own the full 145 package from Hype Performance Group, which is who makes it. For some reason, the game's showing me him as another twin turbine aircraft that's on the smaller side, which would be this unit right here, like I would a Beechcraft King Air B200 or something like that. I'm also trying to keep my rotor off of your the vertical stabilizer there. Let's do some of your left side. Yep, Hype Performance Group. I think that's their full name, Hype Performance Group. This is me doing my practice for aerial camera work. Could be a 120. I just always assume King Air because that's kind of like the go-to twin engine turbine prop, twin turbo prop. That's the word I'm looking for. Dude, A shows up and just decides to fly as absolutely fast as helicopters can go. Hey, bud. You slowed down pretty sharp right there. What do you think, Elaine? You impressed? Playing Kobe. Sometimes I make funny jokes. Lost like 60 knots of airspeed there with that slowdown. I've done the missions in the 145. Jesus Christ, you dove right there when I was looking at my phone. I've done the missions in the 145 mostly in Flight Sim 2020 because I bought it back last year. Or I bought the helicopter and the missions and everything back last year. I've done it like once or twice here in 2024. But I don't know if it's something with my system or whatever, but sometimes when I'm doing the missions and I'm doing the interactions with the EFB, I'll get a game crash. So it's like, it's neat to do, but I don't know if it's completely 100% worth it for me to do. just because I don't like having to restart the game. But the 145 missions, they're fun, because it's... The big thing is, like, I wish fucking Microsoft Flight Sim would take note of that. So that way we could use the EFB here in the 125, the tablet, to give us some sort of like crosshairs for when you're doing hoisting or something like that. But the missions, they're fun because it actually gives you targets to do, and you don't have to restart a mission every single time that you change your mind or whatever. Which that's kind of like the big thing for me that bothers me for a lot of the career missions here in 2024. You do whatever, and then fucking, like, you do a heavy load mission, external load mission, and then as soon as you do it and you land, mission's over, and then if you want to do it again, you need to restart, so there's no, like, continuing multi-pass mission to do. I think the only one that they have is, oh. Did you Kobe yourself, or was it just... That's because I saw a lot of lagging going on. But yeah, like, to do, like, the external load, like, cargo missions and stuff that they have factory in the game, if you could do, like, 10 to 20 of those things in a fucking row, instead of just doing, like, one done and that's it, like, that'd be so much fucking better. Because I think they do that for fire missions where you can do, like, extended fight on the fires, because they have, like, initial attack firefighting missions for the fixed wing stuff. But I don't... And they have extended attack also, but I don't think they have anything like that for helicopters. I think they should. Looks like a big domo or something right there, that way that house in the garages look. Yeah, you're glitching up and down for them, but you're still showing the same altitude. It's just, I'm getting weird reference altitudes. Oh, look, another little racetrack driving school thing here. That's definitely a fucking driving school. Because it has like an intersection and a whole bunch of stuff. Guaranteed that's a driving school. Just flew over some helipads here. What are they? Looks like just helipads for the area. Those are taller buildings. Look at the shadows that they're showing there. Are you trying to take me out in the woods to have your way with me? Another little track looking thing there. Oh, looks like you're doing a quick stop there, bud. But you know what we do at quick stops? I said I was going to do one more before the end of the stream at least. Knife. But we're going to do some Ukraine flying below the tree line, you know? This bridge is not go-underable, though. Don't even think about it, because it will toast you. Yep. We're heading back, as I've been on for a while. I've got to piss. And it kind of gives us a good jumping back this way sort of thing. And then I'll still be able to end at the same airport, so. Oh, that was a fucking close one. Holy shit. You watching, or are you gonna go for that bridge? That's a low bridge right there. That's a fucking a close one. Nope, you didn't go for that bridge. That's okay. Dude, these people down here just live in this fucking pit. I honestly didn't see that bridge until just like right now, so I didn't go for that one, obviously. Dude, yeah, low bridges are fucking wild. That one back there was close. Why am I going this way? We need to be going this way. Hold on, Elaine. Cunt. A lot of buildings to fly through up here. Going down Main Street. Oh, damn. There's a dam right here, guys. You see that? Following this little cutout to bring us back down to the more populated coastline. And believe me, guys, it's laggy for me as well. So, you're not the only one suffering. Bridge. Yeah, we'll follow this one down here. A lot of buildings to fly in and out of. I'm hanging out here for a second for you, man. There you are. Can't make that gap, so we'll take this one. Dude, none of the streets here are fucking straight. So, like, you can't pick, like, lanes between houses to, like, really follow. Definitely can't make that bridge. under these power lines that should be up there. Hello, van. Try not to trim any trees while we're here. Ooh, here's a good lane. Do some coastal beach flying. At least along the coastline flying. See, two buildings up ahead that I'm going to fly in between. They look big and they look fun. Well, they're kind of far apart, so it doesn't make the squeezes as dramatic. Having fun, Elaine? You enjoy this flying? Don't look at me. I didn't ask you to fucking look at me. I asked for your opinion. Thank you. Got the stick as far forward as it goes. Cyclic is getting an exercise and a stretch today. Running 96% torque. 99% N1. There's somebody else behind you? Seems like there's something lagging back there. Because I see your thing behind me. I'm gonna throw a little bit of altitude and check again. Weird. Okay. Okay, back towards the water. Let's go. Actually, I'm going to follow this road over here. Yeah, don't mind me. This just makes me feel again. All work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy. Trees, don't want to risk those, so we'll kind of cut here. Well, that house was in the middle of the fucking road there, wasn't it? Georgia plane spotting, appreciate it. Thanks for being here as always. We'll see you on the next one, dude. Get some sleep, go do your thing. only 12:30, so I'll be getting out of here as soon as we land and get back. I gotta pee, I gotta eat, gotta take the dog out. But yeah, thanks as always for being here, dude. See ya. See some towers just split up here. Here, let's cut this one close. I'm straight over torquing this engine. I'm putting every bit of speed it will give me. But the 145's faster. That's just what it is. Sub 10 feet on the radar altimeter. Very cool. Adding that little height back in. I'm going to set back down in the same corner over here, bud. Boom. Hell yeah. Let me go and start shut down on this. I'll let Elaine handle it though. I'll hop out and do a cool. Pin one's all done. There you are. Dude, thanks. Glad you finally were able to get over here and hop into one of the, into one of the flight suites. I don't know if you can see me on the ground. I know I've seen other people be able to see the other person, but, nice, good little set down. Yeah, dude, thanks for fucking jumping in here. And doing a little shenanigan flight with me here at the end. It's nice to blow off a little bit of steam. And, oh shit, there you are. What up, homie? This is fucking weird. Only you like see my hands from the VR and shit. Wait, does this look like anything? Am I teabagging? Yeah, dude, appreciate you being here. Did Elaine shut down the fucking helicopter yet? Let me go fucking turn this thing off real quick. I don't trust her to do anything. Shift C. Off. Stop. Do not know how the fucking rotor brake works, you bitch. Anti-collision lights off. Battery off. Shift C. So, yeah, once again, guys, I don't know if Ace has anything on this channel, but go check out Ace. Flew around with us today, here at the end. Maybe tomorrow, or one of the future ones, he'll be able to do more of the leg with us, but he just caught us here at the end of it today. But, yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Good flight day, and tomorrow we'll be going further south